Welcome back. It is time now to catch up with our friends at The Hoopla, and publisher Jane Waterhouse joins us now. G'day, Jane. Today's topic of debate is all about energy.
Yes, should Australia adopt nuclear energy is what we want to talk about today. And I don't know if many people know this, because I didn't, that if Australia was to use all of the uranium that it produces for energy, we would be able to close all of our coal mines and we'd be able to stop gas fracking. And the other thing is that the CO2 emissions that we're currently outputting would be 1/10 of what they are today if we were to adopt this new form of energy. And the other thing that I didn't know, because I was one of those people in the 70s that marched in the city of Sydney wearing my No Nukes t-shirt, because I thought that uranium meant radiation, which meant cancer. But what we've since learnt over the last 30 years, and what I didn't know then because I was smoking a packet of cigarettes a day, is that actually cigarettes are more likely to give me cancer, and, an inactive lifestyle, eating too much red meat, and there's about 20 viruses that can give you cancer these days. So we're just wondering whether the whole idea of this new energy, nuclear energy, has actually been given a bad rap.
I think the images from Chernobyl still stick with many of us in our minds, but it's actually a lot safer and a lot cleaner now, isn't it? Nuclear energy. I mean, France is a big user of nuclear energy.
Yeah. All of Europe is. It is insane that the same people who are so anti-carbon emissions are also the same hippies who say, "Oh, but we can't have nukes. We've got to get it from the fairyland."
We've got to keep the car industry going.
We've got to keep the car industry going. Nuclear energy, I think, is the only viable way to replace carbon-emitting, dirty coal-fired power stations. There's not really any other way you can get the baseload power needed. Solar, geothermal, wind, all these things are not yet able to produce the amount of energy, quite frankly, people need to get by these days, or they're willing to put up with to power the television you're seeing us on now. But it's the love that dare not speak its name. Every time someone arcs up about it, you're guaranteed you're going to get a whole bunch of other people either spreading ghost stories, and unfortunately the tsunami in Japan came at a terrible time. It's actually very uncommon. There's nuclear power all over Europe, which is setting the benchmark for cutting carbon emissions, and it's usually very safe.
Why are we against it? I mean, I don't have a problem with nuclear either. I've thought for a long time we should be using our uranium and closing down the coal mines, but I guess it's coming back to employment opportunities and big business and money.
Yeah.
You need to get over an image problem as well, don't you?
And when things go wrong, like 5 Mile Island or Chernobyl, or again in Japan, suddenly there's this sort of catastrophic kind of Armageddon-style image that goes along.
We have mining disasters, and we've got
That's
fracking, right, which seems to me a threat to the water supply, and to the fertile lands on which we produce. And you think, well, hello, let's weigh up the good and the bad here, but we are a country who are so risk-averse. We never take risks about anything. And I'm not saying this is a risk, but what it is a leadership. It all comes back to leadership, don't you think?
It does. That's absolutely right. And the thing is that the minute anyone suggests it, and it happened in a recent campaign here where I think it was someone in the coalition suggested that maybe this was the way, and everyone said, "Oh, right, well, which electorate are you going to build the nuclear power plant in?" And they basically just put a list. Is it going to be in your backyard, your backyard, your backyard, your backyard? Even our research facility in Lucas Heights, which is the only one in Australia, you still have crazy people going around going, "Oh my God, it's dangerous." It's like a piece of uranium the size of a pen.
I've been in that place. It's absolutely amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, I have dinner there most nights.
All right, we're running late to news. We've got to get to today's Daily Dilemma. Should Australia adopt nuclear energy? And if you want to get involved in the debate, you can go to thehoopla.com.au. Certainly some food for thought. Thank you very much, Jane. Appreciate it. Alrighty, we're going to head to Jono Coleman, who is in our audience for the Daily Dilemma. The hot air that comes out of him could power entire cities for generations.
That's private.
You know that is said with love, Jono. What do our audience think of nuclear power?
Well, when we're talking about adopting, I just got a message from Deborah Lee Furness who said when it comes to adopting, it should just be easier to adopt a child rather than nuclear energy.
Right.
Thank you. I just thought I'd milk the audience slightly before we go on to the real topic. Hi, Ita, nice to have you back. We asked the audience whether we should be adopting nuclear energy. Cleaner, is it? More dangerous, is it? Show of hands if you're in favour. Should we have nuclear energy? And those against? I'm voting on both sides. I think as long as nuclear energy is free, we want world peace, we want free energy for the rest of Australia, for the rest of mankind.
Oh,
God bless you. God bless you all. Ho, ho, ho.